Hero. It's gonna take a long time to find the villain's lair. The villain's lair. When cartoon characters get hit on the head. Yes, this is long brain time. This was not geometrically possible. Cartoon characters when they smell a pie. Cartoons are so unrealistic. Meanwhile, real life. Cartoon characters with glasses on versus cartoon characters without glasses is naked all day long, but afraid to be seen while taking a bath. How do you make fire underwater? We should ask them. Death. Cartoon character falling off a building. Whatever the hell this thing is. And in movies too. I've been trying to hunt a rabbit all day. Gets upset when he finally shoots him. I don't know. Being shy. Cartoon. Versus being shy in real life. Why is everybody randomly singing? You can't marry someone you just met. Finally, someone says something. If the slipper was a perfect fit, how did it slip off? If only Brian could reach the pedals. If Beauty and the Beast teaches us one thing, it's that looks don't matter, as long as you keep her locked up long enough. Why does Squidward's face show more emotion than Elsa's? His paycheck. Like this for me, will you? Oh, sure. Do we need a torch? I'm sort of made of fire. Reevaluates life choices. Cartoons be like, screw logic. The dad and the daughter. The outside of cartoon houses versus the inside of cartoon houses. The three little pigs have their father hanging on the wall. How the heck did Ferb survive this? Shouldn't he be dead? Cartoon character gets a concussion. Stars and birds. Largest predator eats bugs. How broccoli actually tastes versus how cartoons portray its taste. Friend. Front-facing cartoon characters do not exist. They cannot hurt you. Front-facing cartoon characters can lift a rhino, but not a lion cub. Maybe the lion cub's heavier. Bugs Bunny shaving his beard. Make a stranger fall in love with me in 3 days, or sell my soul to a sea witch. Challenge accepted. Trying to steal a useless Pikachu for 10 years. They don't give a damn about the only talking Pokemon in the world. I love Meowth. Disney logic. A mouse walking a dog. Powers can't pass through gloves. Can pass through shoes easily. Mute naked girl on a beach. Seems legit. I'll put a ring on it. One does not simply recognize Team Rocket. Cartoon logic. Of course you need a complete female disguise when you have to make your voice heard through a tiny hole. Can't you just get out? Cartoons then versus cartoons now. What they look like. Cartoon versus cartoon movie. Literally just adding shadow. Reasons why I stopped watching Cartoon Network. 1. I grew up. 1%. It became awful. 99%. Sandy whistling with her fingers while her helmet is on. Screw logic. Gravity. Time to fall down. Random cartoon character. But I haven't looked down yet. Gravity. Understandable. Have a great day. I just understood what the chum bucket is on SpongeBob. After all these years, I just realized chum is something that fishermen use as bait. It's chopped up fish parts. It's a cannibal restaurant. That's why nobody goes there. I'm having a revelation over here. A sponge washing dishes. Never wears a t-shirt. Always has a tan line. Wow, great disguise you got there. You can't hold nor lift fire. Fire is not a solid mass. Find abandoned cottage. Cleans it. They have unmasked hundreds of phonies, still afraid of monsters. How the hell is Zubat holding Squirtle with sheer willpower? I want to listen to a song, but these headphones are so useless. Have you tried putting them on your ears? Dating since 1928. Still not married. Sandwich eat sandwich. Donut eat donut. Potato eat potato. What the hell am I watching? Shadow disattaches. Uses soap. Only knows 2 people. Bothers to learn only one of their names. Literate. Only communicates via body language after spell is cast. Most powerful Pokemon in the world. Punches it. Why am I swimming alone? I'm like 5. Ability to cure cancer. Wishes for a chocolate snowboard. Questions if it's safe to ride. Has a tiger for a pet. Can survive at the bottom of the ocean without air. Drowns. Anime logic. Yelling makes you stronger. I'm pretty sure this is real life too. Like you're at the gym. Father and daughter. Aquaman. That is BS, and you know it. He's basically like God. Do you realize that my arms are still free? Yeah, but they trust you, Spider-Man. Nobody. Sasuke's legs. It makes no sense. Kidnapped by monster. Befriend his furniture. No one blinks an eye. 15, 17, 14, 15. Everyone loses their minds. 19. Namek will explode in 5 minutes. Takes 12 episodes. So if you put SpongeBob, Pikachu, and Homer together, it looks horrifying. I think we all deserve to know what's in those cages. What are SpongeBob's sleeves attached to? His holes. I don't know. Right view, front view, left view. Cartoon logic. They're too stupid to realize. Going to see a therapist in a cartoon starter pack. It all started. Therapist never female. Typically a white bearded older man in a suit and wire-framed reading glasses that rest on his nose. People outraged at gay cartoon characters in 2017. Cartoon Network had a cross-dressing satanic lobster ready for the stuff in 1999. Old cartoons. I've chased a mouse with a chainsaw. Cartoons now. Violence is not the answer. Also cartoons now. Violence is the answer. Western cartoons be like, let's go to Africa to see the wilderness. Let's go to Egypt to see the pyramids. I like to move it, move it. Dog logic. Please throw. No take. Only throw. Minecraft logic. Blocking water with a fence. Imaginary friend who vanishes when people show up. Seems legit. Team Rocket's Meowth. Works his butt off to force himself to stand/walk like a human. Nintendo. Casually makes every single other Meowth be able to naturally do the same. Japan. Let's make our cartoon characters pretty and cute. US. Let's make our cartoon characters the ugliest beings ever to exist. Goes to outer space with no helmet whatsoever. Lives to tell the story. You watch children cartoons? No, anime is not children cartoons. They have all kinds of genres and a lot of them are complex and mature. Yes. Naked all day. Wears clothing at the beach. Disney. Teaching you not to talk to strangers unless they're hot. All holes are portable. I wish life was like this. TPing. How the hell does this kid put a t-shirt on? He doesn't. He is the t-shirt. He can never take it off. He was born wearing a t-shirt. Nobody in the whole kingdom has the same shoe size. Seriously? Her feet must have been awful, dude. A whole kingdom and no one has the same size of feet. Really? Go get your feet checked out, Cinderella. So, Tarzan can use his butt to hold himself up. If that's unimpressive, he can also hold another person up as well. Question? How the hell is she gonna play that thing? I'm drowning underwater. Screw logic. Cats during emergencies. Help, I'm drowning. Ignores you. Bad guy in cartoon. Runs off cliff. Gravity. Match begins in 5. Rest in peace, logic. Ducks eating chicken. Donald does not care. Learns English from an English girl. Has an American accent. Finds a random corpse in the woods. Kisses it. Says you are the love of his life. Forgets what you look like and has to put a shoe on every girl in the kingdom. Multilingual at age 4. Can't locate things next to her. Kills people with no emotion. Gets scared at a haunted house. Name, Arnold. Born? Yes. Team Rocket. Wears obvious disguise. Ash, I don't even know who you are. Clothes change at 12. Glass slippers still glass. Cartoon logic. The wheel hadn't been invented yet. So they're using wheels, but they're not really using wheels. Cute cartoon versus Hollywood movie. Yeah, let's just ignore the fact that Flats the Flounder already knows how to drive, even though he just started attending boating school. Okay, Rick. Sure. Rick has got everything in that science code. Has anyone noticed this guy's mustache is in the wrong place? You ruined my day. Wait a moment. How is he holding the cigar? With his nose. Wait, he's smoking through his nose. Came from another planet. Speaks perfect English. Where is your girlfriend? I don't have one. Louder. I don't have one. The logic in this scene makes no sense. Tell us, what fate do you decide for the loser? Death. Fable. How is it even possible? Uh-oh, we're out of water. So, just use your Pokemon. What should we do? It's so hot in this desert. Are you kidding me? You have at least 3 water types. What the hell is wrong with these people? New Cartoon Network logic. Can barely lift soda. Flawlessly lifts car with one hand. Apu's child is growing normally, but Maggie is still 1 year old during 28 years. Raised in jungle by apes. How in the world is he shaved? Crazy stepmother wants her heart in a box. What do you do when things go wrong? Oh, of course, sing a song. Clothes change back to rags at midnight. Glass slippers stay the same. This is a horse. Your argument is invalid. Has met Jesus multiple times. Still an atheist. How does his glasses stay on without nose or ear support? Because Arthur is just, I don't know. Why? I don't even know. Maybe he's got like some clips at the back of his head. Flies a plane. Is a bird. Let's rock, scissors, paper for it. Scissor beats paper. Why do they need to tiptoe past when they can float in the air? Wear masks. Not like they are giant turtles or anything. Can build an advanced laboratory equipped with time machines and lasers. Can't build a security system to keep his sister out of it. Father wields a mighty trident. Amazed by a fork. Ariel is stupid. Gravity won't work until you look down. I wish life worked like this. You can just chill in the air. SpongeBob physics. So, did they have hair or not? I think so, but I also think their skull was their hair. Both. The answer's both. Listens to music with his eyes. Screw logic. Want to make it obvious that two characters are married? Make them look like brother and sister. I don't like that this is accurate. Why is this a thing? What kind of science is this? It's magic. Minnie Mouse gets afraid of mice, even if she's also a mouse. Eek! A mouse! Disney logic. So, Donald the perverted duck. It's now your name. You knew what you were doing. They can't get out. Both are dogs. One is a pet and the other one is the owner. Celebrated Christmas before the birth of Christ. Who would win? A millionaire oil tycoon with a mission of world domination, running a rigged competition and possessing an empire built on corruption, murder, and other acts of human cruelty. A middle schooler with a ball. I just want to remind everyone of the time in 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when the Turtles asked Casey Jones to infiltrate a corporate office they believed was linked to Shredder. And this is how he showed up to the interview. He got the job. How did his parents not know about this secret lab? That electric bill must have been higher than Wiz Khalifa. I never watched this, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe their parents were really rich. Someone could correct me, I haven't watched the show. Explain this. I can't. I can't explain this. Can you explain in the comments how it probably happened, Bob the Animator? Okay, so there's going to be a broken piece of a sign that says KL on it. Can you draw that? Frank the Animator. Yeah, sure. How does this look? Someone who doesn't watch Gravity Falls. Explain this picture. Time to collect that inheritance. Even though I am an animator that works in Japan, I really try not to make comparisons like this, but television animation in Japan versus America can lift a rhino, but not a lion cub. No one fights in cartoons. It's just a cloud. Hey Blossom, let's play rock, paper, scissors. Guess it's a stalemate like every time we play this game. How does Rapunzel have the most hair and wakes up perfectly? You know, I am rich. So you're telling me that nobody in the whole kingdom has the same shoe size? Nobody. Cartoon characters after slipping on a banana peel. Death. Cartoon characters falling off a building. Whatever the hell this thing is. So that's the Grand Canyon, huh? The Flintstones. Cartoon character gets injured. The cartoon character with a big nose. Now it's all big and red and swollen. Repairs windows by smacking them with a hammer. Cartoon logic. The wheel hasn't even been invented yet. But what are those pedals doing? Thinking quickly, Dave constructs a homemade megaphone using only some string, a squirrel, and a megaphone. I used the megaphone to make a megaphone. Stares into your eyes the entire night. Makes you prove you're the same person. Cartoons are so unrealistic. Meanwhile, in real life, say map, louder, freaking map. Cartoon characters after eating a huge nacho. Cartoon characters when they get hit in their head. It's just a bump. Only American accent in whole movie, but it's the rightful king of England. Can survive at the bottom of the ocean without air, but somehow drowns. A mirror. A laser beam that can destroy a planet in one shot. That laser beam getting destroyed. Cartoon characters after eating a bomb. Normally walks around naked. Wears bathing suit to go swimming. Embarrassed when it comes off. Guess it depends on the setting. Graphene. I'm the most flexible material, but you forgot about Tom and Jerry. These dudes are shapeshifters. Food that tasted perfectly fine, but cartoons tried to convince you they tasted like crap. Starter pack. Any green vegetable applies, but these three specifically are slandered the most. You can't be the girl I'm looking for, so let's just live together until I find her. Kids' cartoons back then. We smoke cigars and try to end each other. Now, where's the circle? Ducks eating duck. What? No one. Cartoon characters every time they fall on the ground. Multilingual at age 4. Can't locate things next to her. Laugh all you want. In less than 20 years, everyone will be working from home just like me. Pinkie Pie can twist her neck around twice and receive no harm. But Rainbow Dash gets hospitalized for crashing into the ground for the 8th million time. Donald Duck in comics. I am well characterized, have an interesting history, and have a superhero dual personality. Donald Duck in cartoons. Quack, 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 quack. If this happens, who's winning the fight? Reed watching Gear 5 Luffy tank the screw you do die beam he spent 3 days working on because he didn't factor in cartoon logic. High schoolers in American cartoons versus Japanese cartoons. Cartoon characters falling off a cliff. They somehow have the best strength in the whole show. What are SpongeBob's sleeves attached to? Cartoon logic is the most unpredictable thing I've ever seen. Why didn't you like that person? They seem so nice. You know who else seemed to be nice? Nice people can be nice though. Not all nice people are evil. In the 90s, cartoon shows for children and teens, cartoon shows for adults. Today, cartoon shows for adults and cartoon shows for children and teens. Girl designs and cartoons and boy designs and cartoons. Her hand has little hands, and then those hands have little hands, and keeps going. Can barely lift soda, flawlessly lifts car with one hand. Cartoons make kids dumb. Prove it. Can you see the turtles? This is proving that they actually make them smart. They're answering questions, they're thinking. Wait a minute, I'm a cartoon character. As long as I don't look down, I'll keep going in the air. Action movies. I can get hit 7 times and still function. Cars and horror movies. Can't even start. Cars and cars. Sometimes I actually wonder if I'm living in a Looney Tunes cartoon. Imagine being Bojack's friend and him talking about how he's a horrible person, but he's just a horse, so he just looks like this the whole time. Clothes change at 12. Glass slippers still glass. Washes rock with mop underwater. Oh, is this Detective Conan? People who find the logic in horror movies. People who find the logic in a basic video game. People who try to find the logic in a kid's cartoon show. How broccoli actually tastes. How cartoons portray its taste. Why do cartoons do this? Because they know kids watching this will then not like broccoli because of the cartoon. Why? Vegetables are good for you. Vegetables aren't even bad, but as a kid I hated them. Where is the sea? I can't find it. Of course Itachi would be saying this. Sleeping Beauty. If it was real life. You're a real sick freak, you know that? Feeling nostalgic. Magic 8 Ball. Am I stupid? Not to be that guy, but this cartoon makes 0 sense. It's a bowling ball, not an 8 ball. Delete this before you embarrass yourself. They really just like to traumatize us with children's cartoons in the 90s and early thousands, huh? Back then, it wasn't so much how many doing the deed jokes can we get away with, as it was how many unspeakable horrors can we fit into a cartoon before the parents start to complain. Yes, this is about Courage the Cowardly Dog. Cartoon companies making toys. Toy companies making cartoons. One of the most ambitious crossovers of all time. When a cartoon bird accidentally gets burnt. Why I don't watch Disney cartoons? Because it's animated. Because they sing midway the movie. Are Pinky and the Brain still trying to take over the world? At this point, I'm willing to hit Pinky's platform. Finn, one of the few cartoon characters who actually realizes he can walk through cell bars. Wear masks, not like the giant freaking turtles or anything. Nobody. Rabbits according to cartoons. Looking for wisdom from a cartoon character, Stan or Iroh. Everybody talks about how this kid has been 10 for 20 years, but not how these have been teens since 1969. Who had the realest beef? I only really watched Tom and Jerry. Yeah. They all fall for the perfect guy, right? He's a compulsive liar. He's verbally abusive and violent. Only wants a trophy wife. Likes somophilia. Keeps waiting for perfection. Gets annoyed if you're not a guy. Won't get a job. But that's relatable. Cartoon logic. Just move your hands. You're not really trapped. This is like when Superman got handcuffed. Goofy is a dog whose best friend is a mouse who has a dog. And that dog walks on all fours. No one. Parents in old cartoons. Cartoon logic. Garfield's eyebrows are on his eyes as a kitten, but when he's an adult cat, his eyebrows are on his head. Yeah, let's just ignore the fact that Flats the Flounder already knows how to drive, even though he just started attending boating school. Natural talent, man. Being naked, but yet they still wear clothes occasionally. Spinning your legs like crazy, which would break your bones. If it doesn't kill you, you'll just be deformed. Gravity won't work until you look down. Ed, what are you doing in my bed? I can't sleep, Eddie. I keep thinking, how can my feet smell if they don't have a nose? The guys who wrote this show were literally on so many drugs, it's unbelievable it ever aired on Cartoon Network. Dragon Ball Z logic. Here are the Dragon Balls. Please bring Krillin back, even though I can do a lot more than that. So many cartoons had adult jokes I didn't get as a kid. I didn't understand the bit where Jerry hits Tom with a frying pan so hard his face turned into the shape of a frying pan until I was 23. I'm sorry, what's the joke? I thought that's just silly cartoon stuff. The way nobody is explaining the joke is annoying me. Cartoon Network, we need to talk. Cartoon characters posing for a group photo be like, yeah, that's gang, guys. Who's the main character though? The worst mum ever. Lets her young daughter wander around a jungle with a monkey, get stalked by a fox, cross an alligator-infested river and talk to wild animals with a freaking map and backpack. How is it even possible? I don't know. Speedy Gonzalez was banned by Cartoon Network for being an offensive stereotype, only to be returned after mass protest by the Hispanic American community. Speedy Gonzalez is an offensive stereotype. Isn't that right? Shut the hell up. Cartoon logic. Brian after eating chocolate, and him after drinking alcohol. Also him just flirting with women in Family Guy, and the ladies going along with it as if he's not a dog. Today on the Looney Tunes show, Daffy joins the Marines and saves Bugs from an Albanian prison. I'd like to point out that the weapons drawn here are incredibly accurate accurate to the suggested setting and usage, and that Daffy and his squad are behaving tactically. Like, the level of detail here is far beyond what is necessary for a children's cartoon. I know they just had fun making this episode then. People who don't know versus people who know. I am in the camp of who don't know. Millennial male childhood crush starter pack. My parents did say I had a massive crush on Ariel. Cartoon Network versus AS. Is that the crab who stole your hook? No, he's a bit bigger than that. I wonder where he went. Come on, kiss the girl already. 720p versus 4K. I don't want to watch the amazing world of Gumball in 4K if it looks like this. For years, I've looked at this mountain of your stuff. Either he can open all the locks with his ear, or that lock was purposely designed to have his ear to be the key. Cartoon Network is trash for letting this happen. What was this design change for Scoopy? He went from looking sensible to not. Oh, Zootopia's got it. They're not going off cartoon logic. No way, they're using animators logic. Can't drive a boat, but can drive a rock. Oh no, someone's drowning, but I tried to grab them, but I can't because I just missed their fingertips, even though their hand would be just a few inches below. So I just give up. And somehow I'm sitting on water. Goes to outer space with no helmet whatsoever. Lives to tell the story. I don't think Tom Kenny ever auditions for voice acting roles. I think if you make a cartoon, he just materializes in the sound booth on his own. The entire strong. Holy. I 478 credits. Well, I 569. Amateurs. What was that, punk? What? The only 3 voice actors in the entirety of Germany. Ferb. Phineas, we cannot. He's just a boy. We must feast. You fought in the Clone Wars. Yes, I was once a cartoon character, the same as your father. Homer finds out Marge is pregnant with Bart. Picture of Lisa on a wall. Remember that cartoon where the Cat in the Hat and the Grinch met, and the cat is like, why are you so mean? Is it because of your dead mother, you sick bastard? And it turns out the Grinch is just grieving over the loss of his mother, and that's why he's so miserable. Excuse me, what? No one. Cartoon Network every 5 seconds. Giving an ad. Wow, great disguise you got there. What? It's clearly 2 different people. What are you talking about? I see Clark Kent and I see Superman. My nose will grow now. Epic paradox. If he says it will grow, but it doesn't, he's lying. But it grows when he lies, so he would be telling the truth. But his nose still grew while he told the truth. Anyone else ever notice how Disney made Hercules a ginger so that he could swim through the soul-eating river without dying? The 4 horsemen of actual female representation in cartoons. Oh, Karoons, my bad. Okay, sure, Rick, you can just pull anything out of that lab coat. One of these is a ridiculous cartoon, and the other is Little Gideon from Gravity Falls. Cartoon character in live-action movie starter pack. Obligatory car scene. Always hate each other at first, but gradually become friends. Whoa, New York City! Human and cartoon first met, screaming at each other. You better watch who you're calling a child, Lois, because if I'm a child, you know what that makes you? A predator, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna stand there and be lectured by a pervert. Mickey Mouse should not look like that ever. He's the agent of happiness and joy for all ages. Here, no humor, no levity, no optimism, or any sort of exaggeration. The most popular cartoon character of all time looks completely broken. Look, we got 4 or 5 of the main characters on this ship. I think we'll be fine. Indian men in American cartoon. Indian men in Japanese cartoon. Indian men in Indian cartoon. Parent, it's just a cartoon. There is no reason to be scared. The cartoon. Damn, we've got no water in the pool. Petition to have studio create Samurai Jack live action with Keanu Reeves as Jack. This rejected New York cartoon might just be the best New Yorker cartoon of all time. I have an enormous favor to ask you. Japanese and Chinese cartoon. Chinese and Japanese anime. Nothing bang. Cartoon balls, shape-shifting monkeys. Nobody. Water and cartoons. I'm blue. Other color would it be? Green? Alakazam. Pokedex. What Pokemon is that? That's an Alakazam. No way. Ash, it's almost like every Pokemon you've met says its name. $1.50, 99 cents, and $2. It's 30% cuter and only costs $1 more. I've checked and cross-checked. His hunting rifle is in good working condition, and the bullets are not blanks. Logic indicates he's just a bad shot then. Haha, dumb face. That's pretty ironic. Have they ever explained how the hell Team Plasma was able to do this? Because I'm trying to figure out the logistics of how they moved an entire castle, the size of a mountain range, underground right under the Pokemon League without anyone really noticing. Do you guys want me to do Pokemon logic? Shelter in place coping levels measured in cartoon bears. Level 1, fully clothed, family unit all together. Societal rules and standards still being followed, practiced and respected. Level 2, t-shirts and no pants, mostly alone, eating entirely too many sweets but happy in your blissful ignorance. 3, naked except for a hat and a tie, surviving off whatever food you can steal. Only companion is a smaller nude person in a bow tie. 4, completely nude, surrounded by others who are completely nude, obsessed obsessed with toilet paper. I'm level 3. If Cinderella happened today, I have to go. Goodbye. I don't know your name. How will I find you? Never mind, I know how. Yes, there she is. That'll do it. That moment when you realize someone did the deed with Goofy. Whoa, that ain't right. Goofy's a nice guy and a single father trying to make it happen. He spends time with his son and tries to take him fishing. He has rhythm, can sing, and works really hard at his department store photo area so Max can go to college. Also, his wife is dead. That's the only reason Goofy hasn't remarried, because he's loyal to his first wife's memory. Goofy is the best man-dog cartoon thing ever. Definitely the most loyal. Don't get in, Mickey. I'm naked. What difference does it make? You never wear pants. Right, okay. That needs to be blurred. And these guys live together, you say? That's right. One is super hot, one is rock hard, and one can make his body parts incredibly long. No, Stan, we can't publish this. Moral guardians will eat us alive. At the very least, add a girl. Fine, I'll add a girl, but she'll be invisible. This is what Disney princesses would look like if they had realistic proportions. Can we stop classifying realistic proportions as fat, please? Do these people really think that a mermaid who swims constantly would be fat? Or a woman living in France before the French Revolution would be fat? Or a Native American girl who constantly runs around and maybe helps to carry heavy things and hunt would be fat? Every time I see articles like this, it makes me mad. They boast about, oh, think of all the little fat girls that look at these skinny princesses and hate themselves, but fail to think about the little skinny girls who hear people talk about how being skinny isn't normal or realistic and feel bad about themselves. There's two sides to every coin. Skinny and fat kids get picked on for being skinny and fat. This isn't for the little girls, it's for fat, vain adult women who feel insecure because of a frickin' cartoon. I'm drowning in an underwater beach. I don't know if anyone has made this post yet. A couple of days ago, I was watching SpongeBob and the episode Jailbreak comes on. I noticed the whale guy there and a thought that hits me. Maybe Pearl's mum had enough of that whale stuff and while he was in jail married Mr. Krabs. And then Mr. Krabs adopted Pearl so she wouldn't be influenced by her convict of a father. Just a deep thought. Remember when Bugs Bunny shot someone because he wouldn't stop coughing? Paintings when Scooby and the gang are walking past them. Paintings when they are gone. Do you think they've explored each other's bodies? New NFT drop! Cartoons led me to believe I would have more sandwiches topped with an olive on the toothpick in my life. White people in animes. White people in Western cartoons. Tad and Chad are the cooler versions of Chester and AJ. Souls versus soulless. Me, as a kid, watching childish and stupid cartoons. Puberty. Me who still watches them but pirated. Cartoons used to be wholesome back in the day. What happened? Cartoons back in the day? Guys called Courage the Cowardly Dog when anyone would be terrified if they saw this. Police done gave him a Looney Tunes bump. When you learn that this Tom's face isn't from any Tom and Jerry cartoon. Guys in 2014, after someone said, do it for the Vine. They'd do anything for the Vine. My favorite cartoon turns 10th. The Amazing World of Gumball. Average Tom and Jerry show plot. Average Tom and Jerry movie plot. You're in your 30s and you still watch cartoons? You people will put an age limit on everything except being stupid. Everything will be fine in the end, Morty. And if it isn't, it's not the end yet. Rick and Morty. Good quote. Cartoons I watched that explained why I'm into gingers. Cartoon characters after noticing they're standing in the air 500 meters above the ground. Me choking on my saliva for no reason in my room. I do this so much now. Why? Photobomb level legendary. When you rule the world for hundreds of years, destroy kingdoms and end anyone stopping your way or fail you. Have shape-shifting abilities and nothing can harm you to see an old man on a wheelchair tells you to cry to your mama. Cartoon, not safe for work. Modern anime. It's called fan service. If you can get used to this, you can easily get used to this. Michael, don't leave me here. Michael, please. Hello, Pokemon artist. I would like to commission some Digimon art, please. Hey, remember that time Samurai Jack absolutely killed it in heels but got self-conscious? Me and my friend excited to meet after a long time, when we share our problems to each other. Saturday morning cartoons and a bowl of cereal and not a care in the world other than what cartoon is next. Meet my OC Craig. Can a misandrist and misogynist fall in love? Gumball already proved this. The first cartoon to realize there's no bridge below him was probably like, I like how cartoons around the world teach children to bond with animals. Before and after smoking a stick of dynamite disguised as a cigar, when you find out that fully furnished mouse holes look like in Tom and Jerry don't exist in real life after you checked every nook and cranny in your home as a kid. Oh yeah, time to grab the Sonic, why are you saying this? Didn't know you moved this way. These cartoons are very disgusting and offensive. How can they like something so disgusting? They have a very broken humor. Good job, Vizzy Pop, this is real humor. How I've learned about Richard Nixon. Books, internet, Futurama. My morning routine consists of my cat waiting for me to turn on her cartoons. I'm having a breakdown. You'll be okay. How women look versus their abusive ex-boyfriends. Turtles in cartoons when their shells are removed. In real life when their shells are removed. Maturing is realizing Mojo Jojo is the victim. Movie love. It's always been you. It's you. True love. It looks less swollen today. How I talk about SpongeBob SquarePants like I knew him personally. Wait, cartoon characters can now go on Hot Ones? Shout out to Scientific Hubris. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. What is this gif called? I never know how y'all search for it to find it. My last option when I'm losing an argument. When someone hurt me versus when I hurt someone. Candace. Mom, you have to see what Phineas and Ferb did. Look inside. Phineas and Ferb is standing doing nothing. This won't take long. I can just reuse code from another project. The result? Nobody. Cartoon scientists, after they made a mistake in an experiment, be like, cartoons for children, cartoons for adults. Jokes about butts. I just want to remind everyone of the time in the 1980s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. When the Turtles asked Casey Jones to infiltrate a corporate office they believed was linked to Shredder, and this is how he showed up to the interview. He got the job. Satan. You'll have eternal youth, but you'll never be able to sing. Jennifer Lopez. These three guys stand out. Duolingo sentence. Do you want to see more or less of posts like these in your feed? I don't know. I don't know. This is all of us. I'm SpongeBob. Oh, he's dying. Cartoon Network. You think you're better than me? I am better than you. Always been. Kids shows then. We have a variety of art styles and plots to make sure the kids have a creative imagination. Kids shows now. We only exist to sell toys. Some boomer. Your generation is filled with weirdos that sexualize animals in cartoons. Also cartoons in the 60s. So glad I grew up with this and not this. But damn, both are pretty weird. Just a glimpse into my dark, twisted mind. Sony Pictures Animations in a nutshell. We're so back it's over. We're so back it's over. It's over. It's definitely over, guys. Parried the platypus. Behold, the Infinity Gauntlet. With one snap of my fingers as I collect the 6th stone, I will have infinite power. Enough to create more resources for the entire planet. They will worship me as a hero, and I will take over the entire tri-state area. What? Kill half of all people? What kind of crazy person would do that? You see, Perry the Platypus, when I was growing up, my parents only let me eat half of all my meals. An important lesson. Love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably crap. Why is she so mad at you? Well, women have these things in their bodies called expectations. I love your Japanese accent. Say that again. Excusemasen, kaie. What did I just say? I'm peeing myself so hard every time I see this. Oh, do you like my top? Yes, he seems very nice. Imagine if these three got into an argument. I think Gumball's mum would win. I can't believe I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. How I slept in 2020 while my teacher was yelling at me through the Zoom call. You younglings with your Crunchyroll and licensed subs on everything are missing out on the true weeb experience. There was small subgroups doing whatever the hell they wanted with their translations. A nugget like this will never happen. Someone moves a chair. The timeline. I created a timeline of Hell of a Boss. I think it's pretty accurate. What do you think about it? September 30th, October 1st. Born to, but forced to have a job. Yeah, very sad. My fan cast for the live action. What did they tell? How did they tell Chris Pratt to pose for his headshot? Why is he doing that? We all talk about piss. Sorry, I didn't finish this post because Tumblr wanted me to add a GIF, and this was the first one suggested, and I was laughing so hard to remember what I was going to say. The second season of Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake, officially premieres on October 23rd. There has been literally zero marketing with season 2. Cartoon Network teaching kids about racism really has me crying. You know what it feels like to simply be judged on how you look? Of course I do. I'm part robot. Wait, what? Part other what? My dad couldn't find Google Chrome, so I did this. Cartoon Network. Teen Titans Go is for kids. Teen Titans Go. This isn't that bad. What if you were swimming in the ocean and some krill swam up to you and went, if looks could krill? That would be funny, I think. I would not be amused. Average cartoon channel starter pack. Either loves it or hates it. Gets mad at some random baby movie that hardly anyone knows about. These two poses. Drake's barber. Cutting that heart into his hairline for the 700th time. There are two types of hear me out. These baby photos of SpongeBob and Squidward beloved, my babies. When I see someone criticizing a media I liked as a kid, even though they're right, different people during quarantine be like, I was the person playing games, and it's not even on here. Pink Patrick, you big pink a-hole, you've doomed us all. Timothy Chalamet reveals new bold look to mixed reactions. My balls in my underwear. I gotta make sure they don't get twisted. The mice shall inherit the earth. What are you talking about, man? Forget about it. If somebody asks for pregnant Mario, I'm going to cry. Can you do pregnant Mario? I had a stroke trying to read this. Pig her. Whoa. Imagine showing this frame to an Adventure Time fan in 2011. They would have thought that is Finn grown up and that's her daughter. When you've got your playlist on shuffle and a song reminds you of fine shite you fumbled 2 years ago. I love how Daniel Chong is directing this. The animals look like CGI versions of We Bare Bears characters. I blink and it's been 4.5 years since DuckTales ended. CNN? No, we don't watch CNN. We watch Cartoon Network. A new adult cartoon on Netflix. A few seconds in. How dare you, Sharon? Cheat in broad daylight? I can't continue like this, Sharon. Oh, come on. The youth say it all the time. Riz is not an acceptable word in Scrabble. What do you think Doofenshmirtz's reputation is among the background dancers he's always bringing in? There's this eccentric pharmacist who lives in a penthouse and likes to put on musical theater for his pet duck. It's a weird gig, but he pays on time and he's very professional during rehearsal. 6 p.m. That's enough. Good night. 10-year-old me, wondering why Nobita got 0 on his test, when the paper was clearly full of ticks. The 4 horsemen of characters who are overhated and clowned on so much. I hate Meg. Sasha's just a kid. My childhood in a picture. I loved Johnny Test. We've got Chowder. We've got, Adventures of Flapjack. You guys remember that? Ben 10, yeah, these were all good. This gadget will upgrade Boss's brain into an AI-powered brain. I smell something burning. Is that normal? Pure cringe. And it's just Mordecai. Lukewarm take, but at least Finn and Steven have the excuse of being teenagers riddled with trauma. Mordecai was pulling his BS well into his mid to late 20s. The look they give public domain cartoon characters before they're given their own bad horror movie. They're just funny little cartoons. They can't really change the world. Never underestimate the power of a dank meme. Who's more greedy? Mr. Krabs literally sold SpongeBob's soul for 62 cents. It's not a competition. Literally the most frustrating episode. I hated her in this episode. She kept asking for macaroni. What puberty did to my friends. What puberty did to me. Stupid, big stupid. When you look at 2 posts that are very much alike but have been produced by 2 different blogs. Nobody. The boys' bathroom. Your hot dog is no match for my bratwurst. Pinky and the Brain were based on 2 producers at Warner Bros. Animations. And I can't get over how they really just drew these guys as mice without changing anything else. What's your most controversial cartoon opinion? Your favorite childhood show with 124 episodes, 3 holiday specials and a movie does not need a reboot. Reboots should be reserved for shows that were cut short or didn't get the attention they deserved when they first came out. Let the ring bearer decide. We'll go to the mines. How are we going to get out of here? We'll dig our way out. No, dig up, stupid. I love these lazy Saturdays. It's Wednesday, Homer. Every day is a Saturday when you're unemployed. I just can't wait to be king. Gets what he wanted. Runs away to eat bugs. Remember watching Saturday morning cartoons with a big bowl of cereal? Everyone just seemed happier then, you know? There were like great cartoons, hot dog slices. You could poop your pants and no one would even care. It was the best. Are you just talking about being a baby? I think they are. You think all robots are just built by humans to make their lives easier? Well, aren't they? I've never made anyone's life easier and you know it. I've only made their lives harder. The only cartoon to have more than 1 outfit. Come on, we got the Weekenders. I didn't watch this. Remember when cartoons got emotional? Yeah, I remember when they made you feel emotions. I don't have 2 wolves inside me. I have these guys. Visualizing in the mirror the man I want to become. Why are you covering up with a towel? You run around without pants on every single day. What happens in your head when you do 27 plus 48? Please respond. I'm trying to see something. Yeah, I can fit it into my schedule. Don't worry, even though I look like I'm dying right now. Universe takes place in the late 90s to early 2000s. Cake's boyfriend store receipt. 2024? Me. Insane cohort of Adventure Time characters in one frame. My brother's a mechanic, so he's often oily and pungent. I have, however, found a solution. Sorry, Batman, you gotta go. Added hair for dramatic effect. We're putting them in a car wash. Family Guy full 1998 pilot episode has been discovered. It was considered lost media for almost 30 years. Was it a good episode? In the show Invincible, you can tell the men and women apart easily because men don't have lips. Meet the greatest betrayers. Gangnam Style 2 cancelled. Oh no. Also, lattice climbing, my fear of heights. I came out to have a good time and I'm honestly feeling so attacked right now. I'm not really scared of heights. AI will take your job. Meanwhile, AI, those two guys in the Minecraft server who just do nothing and die. Please tell me I'm not the only one who remembers this show. You might have childhood trauma if you remember any of these. Wait, why do I recognize the one on the right? Is that what I think it is? It shows the, thing? Oh no. My mum comes into my room the same way Timmy Turner's dad does. I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but I'm asserting my authority as your parent by coming in anyway. Dear autocorrect, at no point have I ever meant ducking. Good news, everyone. I've just created a device which forces you to read this in my voice. Sorry, I haven't watched Futurama, but I'm sure you just sound like an old man. What's the oral history on how Care Bears, a low-budget Canadian cartoon for kids about caring bears and who lived a land called Care-a-Lot, decided to spend 8 episodes of their third and final season during a Star Trek parody instead. POV. Your mum is on a trip for more than 2 days and it's just you, your siblings and your dad at home. When I was a kid for some reason, I thought Lola Bunny's last name was Rabbit, and that she actually was Jessica and Roger's daughter. And the reason she wasn't in the original Looney Tunes is that she wasn't born yet. I mean, can you blame me? Look at them and look at her. She's got a good blend of both of their features. 80s cartoons versus 90s cartoons. Sad endings for iconic cartoon characters. Tweety Bird wouldn't retire either. Squint your eyes. Be warned, I've warned you guys. Me everywhere because I can't see from afar. Don't awe me, I'm gangster. It's November the 2nd, 2002. I watch a cartoon that makes me cry. I'm 23 years old. It is summer 2013. I watch a cartoon that makes me cry. I'm 34. And it never stops. You will always cry and you will always watch a cartoon. I need only one thing for my birthday this year. That's a cake. I think I saw the main character of an anime today. He was out with who I assume was his girlfriend. And they literally looked like this. It's a match made in heaven. Gotta bless the timeline with some nostalgia. Who remembers all of these shows? Never watched Wonder Over Yonder, Slug It Out, Kid vs. Nope.